In this update, UN calling Israel's founding a catastrophe, UN telling Israel that the occupation must end without mentioning any terror activities against Israel, and how these are all connected with end times and Bible prophecy. Coming up. Hello, Pastor Georgy here from Pointed to Eternity, and welcome back to another Strategic Trends update. See, a few weeks ago, we had shared how the UN had passed a resolution saying that Israel should give up its nuclear weapons and that Israel should place their nuclear sites under IAEA inspections. And Israel had not yet officially declared that it has nuclear weapons. And also, Iran and Iranian regime's push to acquire nuclear weapons was not mentioned in that resolution, and neither was Iran condemned for not allowing IAEA inspectors into their nuclear sites. So the UN, as we know, is normally biased against Israel. In 2022 alone, the UN has passed 15 anti-Israel resolutions compared to 13 on the rest of the world combined. See, that's the bias of the UN against Israel. And now on Wednesday, the UN General Assembly passed a resolution to mark the founding of the modern state of Israel, or more precisely, the miraculous rebirth of Israel in 1948 as a catastrophe, or in Palestinian terminology, the Nakba. UN resolution calls Israel's founding a catastrophe. So the world body is acknowledging the Palestinian version of events with this resolution. The resolution also calls for a commemoration of the Nakba in May 2023, which will be the time when Israel celebrates its 75th anniversary of the rebirth of Israel. So for Bible-believing born-again Christians, the rebirth of the nation of Israel is a major prophetic event having come to reality in the last century. And yet, the world sees that as a catastrophe backed by the UN. Israel's UN ambassador Gilad Erdan said that the world should see the real Nakba, the catastrophe of more than 750,000 Jews who were expelled from Arab and Muslim countries when Israel was established. He also described the event on November 29, 1947, when the UN voted to partition the British Mandate into two countries, one Jewish and one Arab, and that launched the rebirth of the nation of Israel, which the Jews accepted but the Arabs rejected. Instead, the Arabs declared war on Israel in 1948, and in that war, Israel defeated its Arab neighbors and achieved independent statehood. So coming back to this latest resolution, I'll share who sponsored this resolution, who opposed, and who stayed away from voting. See, staying away is a cowardly move. You have to take a stand. Either you stand with Israel or you stand against Israel. Anyway, the God of the Bible is always supporting or standing with Israel. Of course, He has punished His chosen people for disobedience, but that too only for a time. See, the Bible is very clear regarding the everlasting covenant which God has made with Israel from the time of Abraham. And by the way, we have another video on our channel, Boundaries of Israel, the covenant with Israel, the need for that 1,000-year millennium, all of those things in detail in that teaching. I would encourage you to check out that video. I'll give the link in the description. And while you're watching those, if you have not subscribed, consider subscribing and also hitting that bell notification so that you'll be alerted whenever Bible study updates, prophetic Bible studies, Q&As are all uploaded to this channel. So coming back to this latest resolution, this was sponsored by Egypt, Jordan, UAE, Senegal, Tunisia, Yemen, and the Palestinians, who are not a country but they were permitted to sponsor this resolution. See the irony in that? See, the resolution passed with 90 countries supporting, 30 against, and 47 countries abstained, including our country, India. 47 nations could not take a stand. How sad. See, now among those who supported this resolution, Egypt, Jordan, UAE. See, what's common for all these countries with regard to Israel? Yes, all of them have peace treaties with Israel. So the UAE is part of the Abraham Accords agreement, which has diplomatic and economic relations with Israel. And yet, they are sponsoring this anti-Israel resolution. This boils down to the question of whether the real agenda of all these countries with regard to peace with Israel is really peace or not. See, if you are having peace treaty with Israel, then obviously you cannot support anti-Israel resolutions at the UN. Now, those who were against this resolution, which means those who supported Israel, were Israel, Australia, Austria, Canada, Denmark, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Italy, the Netherlands, the UK, and the US. Now, normally, many of these EU nations are not supportive of Israel, but this time they supported Israel. Ukraine did not vote. Remember, in November, Ukraine had supported an anti-Israel resolution at the UN. And by the way, some other countries supporting this resolution, which are anti-Israel, are Azerbaijan, Bahrain, Morocco, Sudan. Azerbaijan has diplomatic relations with Israel. Bahrain, Morocco, Sudan are Abraham Accords nations. See, these countries are standing against Israel, though they are having relations with Israel through the Abraham Accords agreement. What a double stand. See, and another event that happened against Israel this week was this Tuesday, the UN held an event marking the International Day of Solidarity with the Palestinian people. The occupation must end, UN leader tells Palestinian Solidarity event. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said that the occupation must end, and he blamed the conflict between Israel and the Palestinians on Israeli occupations, settlements, home demolitions, evictions, and closures of Gaza crossings. He did not mention the terror activities of Hamas or the continued terror of the Palestinians claiming Israeli lives in recent times. See how partial this world is. See, whenever someone does anything against Israel, the world will keep silent. But when Israel does anything to defend itself, the world will say Israel is the problem. And the UN, since its founding, has passed more resolutions against Israel than any other country. The UN has passed hundreds of resolutions against Israel, more than the Soviet Union, China, Cuba, Iran, Syria, North Korea, and similar regimes. See, when we see these things, we are reminded of what Isaiah the prophet said regarding the times when woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. See, now in the world, we are seeing exactly that. In secular as well as spiritual areas, evil is called good and good is called evil. See, let the people of God have the boldness and the courage to call good as good and to call evil as evil. See, with regard to Israel, God said, I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse him who curses you, and in you all the families of the earth shall be blessed. See, that's the promise which God has given to Abraham and his descendants, which means God will bless any nation that supports Israel, and God will curse anyone who stands against Israel. See, that is God speaking. We have to be serious in that. And Zechariah the prophet said, in the last days, and it shall happen in that day, that I will make Jerusalem a very heavy stone for all peoples. All who would heave it away will surely be cut in pieces, though all nations of the earth are gathered against it. This is what is precisely happening for some decades since the rebirth of Israel in 1948. So pray for Israel, pray for the peace of Israel. But always remember, only the coming of Jesus will bring real peace upon the land of Israel. But before that, there are many events to happen as per Bible prophecy, namely the 70th week of Daniel, or that 7-year great tribulation period. But the hope for a truly born again child of God is that before that 7-year great tribulation period, Jesus will appear in the mid heavens in the rapture event to take away his true church. By the way, check out our teaching videos on the rapture, the Gog Magog invasion timing, etc. You can check out all those videos in our archive section. So before I leave, I just want to encourage you. Live each day looking unto Jesus alone. Live each day pleasing Jesus alone and share the only hope for this world, namely the good news of Jesus Christ with others also. Amen. God bless you. And always remember, you only one life. Make it count for Jesus. And by the way, if you are blessed by this message, be sure to hit that like button. And also, if you are not yet subscribed, kindly subscribe by pressing that subscribe button and also pressing that bell notification so that you would continue to receive blessed messages and updates like this on this same channel.